Hello everybody and welcome back to another anti-MLM video. I'm Christine. I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to take a look at the big juicy branding in Mary Kay. If you are a member, you have already seen the first part of a challenge from a Mary Kay team, challenge from April till June, how to build a big fat, juicy customer base. And now we're going to talk about the big, juicy branding. So if you're interested in that and if you're a member, the video is already up. And this is the second part to that challenge. I will not react to every video in that challenge, but luckily, thanks to your suggestion, one of you pointed this video out and I thought that's a fun idea. So the members already have the big, fat, juicy customer base building video, and now we're going to take a look what big juicy branding in Mary Kay might look like. I wanted to take a look at Mary Kay again as well, so that is absolutely perfect. Thank you for your suggestions, and we're going to get really quickly into the team call from a Mary Kay team led by the upline who has a challenge over the course of the 3 months for the people to get more and more customers in, and in the end there are certain rewards. If you have 15 customers, you get quote cute, fun, cute earrings. When you bring in more than that, you can go out, ladies' night out, but you have to pay for your own dinner. If you're even more successful, then your director will pay for your dinner. I mean, maybe we should have thought about the prices before, and the highest price if you bring in the most customers, I think it was over 60 within a 3 months period. Stumbling over my words there. Over a 3 months period. It's difficult. English is not your mother tongue, the 3 month period can be quite tricky to say. Then you will get the ladies' night out, dinner paid by your director, and you get a cute fanny pack. And branding is an essential part of that challenge, how you brand yourself to get more and more customers in. I can only assume that Mary Kay is struggling as well. The person leading the call alluded to issues in Mary Kay as well in the first video, at least that's how I interpreted it, by saying that a lot of people are not doing Mary Kay anymore for various reasons. Either because they have aged out of that and they're ready to retire, because Mary Kay has been on the market now for over 50 years, I believe it was. People stop that, and in that case you can take a look at their customers, for example. Don't steal customers, but take a look at them, and other people, they might just stop doing that altogether. That's why I can only assume that Mary Kay is also not doing well. And why should Mary Kay be a thriving network marketing company in a time when network marketing companies are shutting down, when they're in trouble, when they have issues to get new eyes on the products, new customers, and also to get new distributors in, and the people in the companies make less and less money. So let's get into this juicy branding call. We will see. I haven't reacted to that before. Thank you once again for your suggestions. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate your support. Let's get into this thing and let's see how we can brand ourselves to be big and juicy.
Yay. Okay, so guys, we are week 2. Week 2. Let me pull this up. So if you're new to tonight, there's some newbies here. We are doing this series called Build a Big Juicy Customer Base, because it's really where everything begins, right? Like if you want to have a big team, you have a lot of customers. If you want to have consistent income, have a lot of customers. If you want fulfillment, it's just fun to have relationships with customers, right? So every week we're going to do something different. So next week will be customer systems and beauty in a flash stuff that build big and juicy loyalty, because once you get a customer, you want to keep them. And tonight I'm going to talk about big and juicy branding for your business that attracts people. And then we also have a challenge now through June. Okay, so you can build it big, build it fat, build it juicy, build it big, fat, and juicy with how many customers. And this is all in our Facebook group. And we have a fun little girls' night out that we're going to do. So pick your level. Everyone benefits from having customers, even if you're a personal use consultant. Like, hey, I'm sure you'd be really mad about having extra reorders coming in. That's so angering. Like that just angers me when I'm kidding. It never angers me. It's always exciting. Excuse me. So last week we had an assignment to do. Okay. So first thing I want you to do, because part of this process was to find out how many customers do you actually have. Like go into your customers, delete people haven't ordered in a while. And so put in the comments, how many customers do you have? This is not a judgment thing. We're not comparing against what other people have and what you don't have. It's not like that. It's like, here's where we're at, because we want to know where we're going to go. Okay. So just put where you're at for now.
I already critiqued that in the first video because you're not doing a great job if you need to take a look how many customers do you have. Now, to be fair, she also referred to the people who just purchased from them once. She doesn't consider these people a customer, although in that case they're people who purchased from you once. They're one-time purchasing customers, and the others are regular customers or returning customers. They're still customers. And I like the approach about customers as well, because I think a lot of network marketing companies, the essential part also in Mary Kay is the recruitment aspect. Let's not joke ourselves. So if you have a big enough team, then you're able to profit more than people who don't have a big enough team. But her goal is to have a certain amount of revenue each and every month just by selling to customers, to recurring customers. And if you have 150 customers or 300 and half of them purchase regularly, that is not too shabby. And I don't necessarily disagree with that, but she also says it's important for you to have customers if you want to do whatever. Having customers is the basis of everything, and in network marketing, it truly is. Not just customers, but also team-wise, because who are the people that have their eyes on the products, that might be interested about the business opportunity as well at some point? It is the customers. And what we have seen this year alone from the corporate calls, from the calls from network marketers advising why their companies are currently struggling, Sensi, Young Living, doTERRA, the essential part is we forgot to focus on customers that we can then recruit into the companies. And I think it's a smart approach. It's still a predatory system, in my opinion. I don't appreciate that. I also don't appreciate Mary Kay as a company, but I think the approach is smart, because if you don't have a recurring customer base, people coming in, taking a look at the products, coming in again, purchasing from you again and again and again, these are very likely the people who at some point also might want to take a look at the business opportunity. And it is smart to cultivate a good customer base. And I think a lot of people, and corporate has admitted to that from the network marketing side as well, a lot of people have forgotten that. And that's why we're going back to basics.
And then your assignment from last week was to call 5 customers you've lost touch with using this script. And all it is just like, I want to connect with you. You were on my mind. I just want to call and say, I appreciate you as a customer. I realized today when I was thinking of you, I don't say that enough. Hope you're having a great spring. Now, I want to talk about this. We're going to have a little discussion, because there were some of you that really struggled with this. I had people say, so I'm not like asking them to reorder or like book anything, or no, none of that. We asked them nothing. Okay. So put in the comments, what did you learn from doing that? If you want to share in the comments, what was something that you learned from doing that? Okay. Why do you think I had you do that? Does anyone know? Okay. So this week, the reason I had you do that last week is because this week we're talking about your personal brand, right? And the one thing you may have branded yourself as like unknowingly, not even knowing you were doing that, you might have a brand that you're only someone who reaches out to people when they need something or when you want something. How many of you want to be known for that? That you only care when you need something or want something? Literally none of us, okay? Like none of us. I don't want to be known for that, right?
Let me preface that before we get into the branding, and I haven't seen this part before, so I'm completely speculating here, but it always rubs me the wrong way when people speak about having a brand, being a brand, branding yourself, and they're taking certain character traits or business traits that you do and say that is your branding. Branding is pretty much everything. I have worked in the media industry now for over 20 years at this point, and have worked in different kind of departments and have gone through different types of actual company rebrands. It is not just that you reach out to somebody because you want to sell them something. That is an annoying character trait that you as a salesperson might need to change as well. And that is a part of your personality that you should look out to. Do not just say, hey, we have a new sale. You want to get this? In network marketing, being personal, being approachable, being an individual, being a human being is so important, because it's a part of direct selling. If you have one person trying to sell to another person, you're not just going online, you're not just purchasing from a big company where that is not relevant. It is relevant in network marketing. So these things, and also in the original call for the members, she spoke about some things that are not branding. They're a part of who you are as a person and how you show up. I think it is a very social media approach. It's a very, very trendy thing that everybody has to have a brand. It's just really, it's not. Even as an influencer, as a content creator, you do not have to have a brand. It is not just a character trait. It is really everything. How do you show up? What is your visual? What is the kind of content that you produce? How do you speak? How is your rhetoric? How are your words coming across? How do you approach people? What other kind of business avenues do you potentially have? And all of that could be considered a brand. But you're not a brand yourself, in my opinion, just because you try to sell somebody something in a network marketing company. So a lot of the things that you described in the original video, in my opinion, are not branding. They're individual character traits and they're individual habits that might not be beneficial in sales. That's my point of view. So also take the branding topic with a grain of salt. I think it is more about giving people tips and tricks how to come across as better salespeople, more likable, more personal, more approachable, that you can in the end sell better. That's my opinion. But let's get further into this. We're not even 2 minutes into this baby, or 3 minutes, and I've already stopped multiple times. So let's keep this running, and I will try to not stop every minute, which I typically do. And then in editing, I think, why? Why do you need to do that? Every bit and every pause that you do is an additional edit. I'm like, yeah, sorry, I have a lot to say. So let's get into this thing, and I will try to let it run a bit longer.
So, okay, so yeah, building relationships. Kendra said they were so grateful. Cheryl said, I learned that it was easier to do than I had built up in my head. This is so good. I had some people like get orders from it just because you made a contact with them. People just love to hear from us when we don't want something or need something. You'll actually find they're more likely to text you back or call you back when you're just like saying hey or happy birthday to them or something like that. So as we talk about this topic today, I have so many good examples for you guys today. I'm like really excited about this. So in today's world, just as a recap from last week, in today's world of deep fakes, AI generated images, automated systems, people's trust in just about everything and anything is so low right now. And so as business owners, we have to go above and beyond to create trust because people are vibe checking us so hard. I mean, everybody's vibe checking us. They're creeping on us.
I need to stop. You're not a business owner. You're a salesperson. Here, I said it. And now we will continue.
Watching us. They're no pressure, but like all of this is going on. And so your brand really is, it's not about like perfect images of you like gazing into your family's eyes. Okay, that's never been me. If you follow me on social media, we do not gaze into each other's eyes. Not a thing. Really what your brand is the vibe that you're putting out there. And I said this last week, but 81% of people need to trust you before they're going to buy from you. But it's also for us in our business, it's about retaining customers. You guys, Mary Kay always said it was like, I don't know the exact quote. I'm totally misquoting her right now, but it was like twice as hard to attract a new customer as it is to keep one. And it's important to do things for retention. Otherwise, you're trying to fill up this big honking bathtub, but you forgot to plug the drain. And so it's like, it's an impossible task. Like your water flow will never flow fast enough to combat what's going out of the drain. So, okay, everybody close your eyes. Okay, I can see if you're not closing them. Okay, so close your eyes for just a minute.
What? I didn't understand that. You're trying to fill up the tub, but you forgot to put the little Stöpsel in. Stöpsel is the German word for plug in this case, right? What is it called? The thing that you close the bathtub with? Oh, come on. Now I'm stopping again, and I need to do research, and I don't like that. I have back issues, by the way. If I move around a lot, it is because of that. And I have to apologize because I'm a little less mobile than I am typically. The plug, that's what I said. Come on, Christina, do a better job. That is my personal branding. But some of you also said, hey, I love to watch your videos. Thank you. And I would love to learn more German words. So let's take this, okay. Let's do this, even though I need to look at the English words then, although she just said it. Stöpsel is plug. And that's all the thing you have in the bathtub. But that wasn't the topic. That wasn't what I wanted to speak about. I don't understand that example. Because how is that connected to your customer base? That's what I actually wanted to get at. If you don't reach out to your customers regularly, if you don't show appreciation, if you don't check in with them regularly, I don't understand that example. It doesn't make sense for me. It's not the same as building a customer base and being invested in your customer base. Maybe I'm missing something, which could totally be, but I really don't understand that example. Now, I've stopped already a gazillion times. Now I will really make an effort and try to not stop and let her speak a little bit.
So close your eyes for just a minute. I want you to just daydream for a second about who is your ideal dream customer. I want you to just like think about her. What is she like? How does she order from you? How often does she order from you? What do you guys say to each other? How does she like respond every time you reach out? She has a glowing review about your awesomeness. Okay. So, okay, you can open your eyes. What is your ideal customer? If you want to share in the comments, like you already know, I'm going to share with you on Saturday. I had like the ideal party. Do you ever have those? It was like all three of them were like so excited. I was there. They're like, we're so pumped for this. It was a mom and two of her adult daughters that are like my age. And the whole time they were just like engaged and nodding their heads and they loved it. And each one of the three bought a 199 set and two of them want to join my team and they all rebooked. I was like, this is like, this is awesome. Like every single party is not like that, just so you know, but like that is what we want, right? So the reason I had you do that is building your personal brand is not about, this is what it is not about. It is not about creating loud in your face content. It's not about putting everything about your private life on social media. It's not about creating content just to be in people's faces. It is simply about showing your dream clients, your dream customer, okay? Because you want to attract your dream customer that you are in fact a real human. And that as a real human, you are authentic, you're approachable, and you are available. Okay, I'm loving this. Orders online and pays online every month. They are on lots of products and love the deals. Yeah, I love that too. Okay, so now I hear from a lot of people like, oh, I dislike this trend. Like, it's not a trend. It is literally how things are right now. So every time, I want you to think about this. Every time you comment on a post, react to an Instagram story, shake hands at a networking event, tag someone in your content, apply for a job, respond to an email, get a referral, join an online community, donate to a cause, hop on a Zoom call, your personal brand is on display. And so what does that brand say about you? Okay.
Your personality and your professional or personal characteristics are on display. I have a problem with this branding approach here because realistically, you don't have a brand and you don't need to have or build a brand if you are a small influencer, if you don't actually run your own company, if you are not the money maker and you're not the person going out and selling to people because you're this big sales individual. It's personal and professional character traits. And I think just the word branding rubs me the wrong way in this case. It is how you show up as a professional. And do people trust you? Are you personal? Are you approachable? And do you know your stuff? Do you know the products? Do you know the prices? Do you know how to talk to people, how to do small talk? All of these things are important. But the word branding, in my opinion, is ill-placed here. It doesn't have to do with branding, in my opinion. Just imagine that. You joined Mary Kay on this team call. Now it's your third or fourth team call. You're now in this first challenge. You're excited. Why do you need a brand? You have 100 followers on Instagram. It doesn't really matter. You reach out to people because you try to sell the products, because you like the products, because you like the community. You want to do this. You're not branding yourself. You do not need to have a brand. Learn how to be good and professional at sales. Learn how to keep up with customers. Learn how to check in with them. Learn how you use Mary Kay's tools that Mary Kay offers you so that you can be a better salesperson and then also be yourself, but a more polished version of yourself by engaging with people. Because that's essentially what you need to do. That is not necessarily branding though. And I find that a bit confusing, but all right.
Now, some of y'all, good example, right? Every week you hop on Zoom the same way. And you know, I could probably say, how does X person hop on Zoom? And everyone else in the Zoom would be able to say that. And so that's what you're being known for, is how you show up for things. By the way, this is an important one because this is the one that bugs me the most. Being a ghost is also a personal branding choice. Ghosting or being a ghost, meaning you're not, like, if you Googled yourself right now, you're not even on social media, you're nowhere. They can't find you. That's also a brand. So
What? No, it's not.
okay, so the question is, are you really gonna?
I think she's talking about characteristics more, or communicational skills and those kind of things, and not branding. Branding is just the wrong word here, in my opinion.
Stop, keep avoiding showing up online. Okay, so we're gonna be talking a lot about this year. You can still build a successful business without, you know, really thinking about your brand, but it's gonna be a lot harder and you're gonna have to work harder. So I'm gonna go through 3 areas of your life, right? So trust is built in 3 areas: in your personal life, your professional life, and your family life. And what I tell people is when there's the least amount of difference between those 3 things, that's when people trust you, right? Like, you're not that different in your personal life. than you are from your professional life, than you are from your family life. Like with me, I don't feel like I'm that different. I maybe use better languaging when I'm around my family and my business, right? Not my sweary stuff, but like other than that, I'm me, right? So again, it's not about creating a fake content life. It's just about putting the real you out there. So how do we do that? Okay, in the professional categories, what I'm going to talk about. So the first one is image. The second one is your customer service persona. And then the third one is who you are online. So I'm going to break these three down and I'm going to do it fast because we don't have a lot of time. Okay, so image. This is a big one. Everything. How do you show up at your beauty sessions? How do you show up on Zooms? And I love this quote. Are you ready for this one? When you show people that you take care of you, they'll believe that you can take care of them. If you don't take care of you, they don't believe that you're capable of taking care of them. So image is really about being believable to other people. So if you show up to an appointment with no makeup on, bringing in your drama from home, like, oh, the babysitter was late or whatever, even just a comment like that, or just talking about yourself the entire time, people are not going to believe you when you say that you have the capacity to take care of who they and what they need as a customer. They're not going to believe you. Okay. So
Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I also point out in other network marketing videos when the Monet tons wear a hat or have greasy hair or they went into the ocean and then they have this weird stringy looking hair. I'm not pointing these things out to be mean. I'm pointing these things out to say, hey, if you're trying to sell somebody shampoo or skincare, then also make an effort yourself and at least present yourself in a presentable way that your hair looks nice, because you are a walking and talking example, allegedly, that the products work, but then you never show me. Or that you are the embodiment of health. I mean, with health and wellness companies, it's probably a little bit different, but if you don't live an active lifestyle and if you don't come across as likable and as somebody who really enjoys the products, and many times that goes with being more energized and being more approachable, then people will not buy from you. Like the Amari Hans claiming that juice, the happy juice, is really something that helps them because they're at rest and they're at ease now and they're really in their happy spot because that's the happy juice. But then you have them rant on social media in every other post, then that is also not a good sign. Well, how good does that happy juice actually work for you? It means show up professionally, and I agree with that. If you sell makeup products, then show up there, look like you're nicely put together, and she makes an effort. Another person, there was only one other person in the other call that actually also did that as well. The Mary Kay distributors, they have a very distinct look, you can actually tell. And if you like that can be helpful. But yeah, make an effort. Wear the product that you also want to sell that you allegedly like so much. So to come to such an event without wearing any makeup, that in your private life I don't think is an issue, but in your professional life it is. If you want to sell the products, wear them and show that you make an effort. I agree with that.
are you wearing makeup to your appointments? Now, as a rule, I do not wear a dash out the door look to my parties because I want to be elevated. Mary Kay has kind of like changed the attire conversation, we'll call it. So I believe in dressing for success for your audience. So my preferred outfit, and this is why I'm wearing this tonight. So I have on, that looks kind of like a bad angle. I have on the new Mary Kay beauty coat, and I love wearing this because it just makes that piece easy, right? I have simple but nice jewelry on when I go to beauty sessions and my hair and makeup are done. So fun, right? Like, so just kind of like checking yourself on that. The second thing is, and this is also under image, this is a fun one I have been thinking a lot about. So elevating our position, okay? Elevating our position. So how do we get a customer or a potential customer to view you at a higher status than a typical salesperson? Because you guys realize that anytime you meet someone, you talk about Mary Kay, you show up at their house for a beauty session, you show up delivering product, they all have a preconceived notion about you. And they have it about me too. I'm not special. They have the same thing. And so what is it? We all know what it is, right? Most people instantly have their guard up and go into fight or flight when they hear what we do because they think, oh, she's a salesperson. She's going to try to sell me something.
Yeah, because you are. Isn't that worrisome though? And I get it, sales is not for everybody. I would be the worst salesperson, but you're trying to sell people something. Yes, you also want to have a fun time. There are a couple of people there. You might know them personally. They invite their friends, and then you throw those parties. It is Tupperware all over again. They also did that decades ago, and Mary Kay does that as well. There is an expectation, and that can be very uncomfortable, and it takes a specific kind of person to really take people and to really make them comfortable and say, hey, we're just going to enjoy our time here. How are you doing? My name is, how did you get here? How do you like it? Where do you live? Blah, blah. It is not for everybody to make that a comfortable situation because it can be awkward. And it sounds like a horrific work environment for me. Thinking about throwing these parties, making small talk, talking to people that you might not even care about because you've never met them, but you need to establish some sort of connection. That is not easy. It's not. And it's a weird situation. Those house or home parties are just awkward and they're outdated. But it still works, I think, with the target group of Mary Kay. If she says there was a mother with her 2 grown daughters and we had a fun party, that tells me that their target demographic is women, middle-aged women and up, and not necessarily the 20 and 30-year-olds.
She's the scary K lady. Nowadays, we have to deal with a lot of like, oh, I'm anti-MLM, even though we're not an MLM. We get that a lot too. So people are already like, boop. So no matter who you are going to fight this. So how do we do that? Like,
hold it. What? We get this anti-MLM all the time. Mary Kay is a network marketing company. You can choose to be in Mary Kay and only sell the products, but you're still participating in a network marketing company and you're still supporting that system because you need an upline to join Mary Kay, and that way you also pay into the system and into the team system. Since when do we claim that Mary Kay is not a network marketing company? It is. And that is why the fight or flight mode might set in, like, it's an MLM. Oh my God, I didn't know this. I need to leave. Do you see me? If I move really, really slowly, then you might not recognize I'm there. And then you try to leave the house without being recognized. Mary Kay is a network marketing company. Hello? 2025? Take a look on social media. Take a look at their website. Mary Kay is a network marketing company. That is like Scentsy claiming we're a party planning company. No, you're not. You're a network marketing company, and you can only sell at the lower ranks, at the lowest rank or at the second lowest rank in Scentsy, for example, but you always contribute to a team because you need to sign up under somebody. And what the company always said was, why don't you throw parties? Invite people to your home or allow other people to throw home parties so that they can reach out to their family and friends and to their personal group, and then you can sell to these people as well. Just because you do that via parties doesn't mean that you're in the party planning industry. It's a network marketing company, just like Mary Kay, and they utilize throwing those parties to sell their shit. It is a network marketing company. I didn't know we were going that deep, but I love it. Mary Kay is a network marketing company. Shut up.
How do we elevate our position so people see us differently as that? And the best way to do that is by being the exact opposite of what they think a person in sales does. We have to be the exact opposite of that. And we, along that thread, we also can't use the same tactics as other salespeople or even as some other Mary Kay people that might perpetuate those tactics. Does that make sense? So like, think about that when you want to be different. So again, back to the exercise I had you do last week. That was something that out of the norm, because those of you who are like, but what about asking for a booking? Or that's what a typical salesperson would have done. You were just doing an I care about you call, right? Another way, and I know I've been having great conversations with a lot of you about this, is to constantly be asking yourself, like when you're trying to ask for something, check in on something, how would you word it if you didn't need it? So as you build your business, when you stop needing, like when you, without intending, basically, we sometimes can come across needy and clingy because we need it. We're like, please, please, please book with me. Please, please, please buy for me. Please, please, please. But when you don't need it, technically, right? Like you come across completely different. And so how would you word it if you didn't need it?
And that should be the basis of every sales, but network marketers many times don't get it because they're not professional, or they are needy because their paycheck is tanking and they freak out, or towards the end of the month they don't have the people on the team they need in a network marketing company and they don't have the sales together and the people on their team haven't hit their ranks. then there is a certain urgency and people start to freak out. And if you're not professional and you cannot keep that under cover and you cannot keep a professional face and you cannot talk professionally to people, then that might come to the surface. And she says, we're in sales and we have to be different. Yeah, you have to be good at sales and you have to have some sort of outstanding qualities that might also distinguish you from other people. But maybe it would also be good to say, yeah, you know what? Mary Kay is a network marketing company, but don't worry about that because I'm just here to sell you the products. You can take a look at these. How do you like them? We play around, we have some fun. And if you don't want anything, then feel free to just leave or whatever it is that you want to communicate with people. I'm just thinking here from the top of my head. Like I said, I'm not a very good salesperson. I would not be a good salesperson. But maybe owning up to the fact that Mary Kay is a network marketing company, and yes, you are in sales because being in a network marketing company means being in sales. You sell the products and the business opportunity. You're in a network marketing company.
Because that's not how typical salespeople are going to word something. So, and one way to think about that, how to answer that question is, how would I word it if I didn't need it? Honestly, it's going to be questions that are all about her, right? And so one of my favorites is, would it benefit you? Would it benefit you to just learn more about Mary Kay? Would it benefit you to just, get some samples and try it from home? Would it benefit you to, because it's me just like asking her, hey, would it benefit you? It's not like, hey, I think you should, or come to this thing or whatever. Okay, the second thing we're going to talk about is your online presence. And I have some great examples for you guys. This is, okay, are you ready for this? This is funny. Lurking is the new networking. Lurking, creeping. Lurking is the new networking. The people who are considering booking with you. Okay, do you ever think about this? Like maybe you have a bridal lead or a referral that hasn't, like you sent her a couple texts and she hasn't texted you. Have you ever thought that maybe she's in the background lurking at you first to see if you're someone she wants to respond to? And maybe she couldn't find you and that's why you're still getting ghosted. Okay, so lurking is the new networking. They are watching who you are before they respond to your text, emails, DMs. So this one is most important if you are trying to attract new customers. They need to see you and they need to see you constantly. I'm going to tell you how to do this. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to add pictures to literally everything. Okay, so next time you get cute, you guys please do not go pay some photographer and get some like branding session. They charge like so much money for that. Honestly, if you're coming to our Boss Unit boardroom event tomorrow night, I will take pictures. My camera makes everyone look like a supermodel, and I know how to take pictures that you can use. I forgot to put that in the announcements, by the way. Tomorrow at 6 in Edina is our Boss Unit boardroom event, and that's one of the things we can do, right? So
that's true. You can take a lot of good pictures on your phone or ask a friend to do that. I have already scouted some locations in Berlin because I also want to update that. I actually wanted to do that at the beginning of the year, but then so much happened. And over the course of autumn, I also asked one of my nieces to help me out with one of the locations to take pictures as well so that I can update the visual. I think that's important to do that occasionally because I took a look at my profile picture and I thought, oh, it's almost like catfishing. It's a really old picture. I love it, but it doesn't even look like me anymore. I'm a different person now, 15, 20 years later. Yeah, don't ask. And in that case, it makes sense. Update your profile pictures on social media, for example. And I asked my niece to help me out with that. And I'm excited about it. And I will try some myself. I have a tripod as well. I have some ideas. And you don't need to pay a lot of money, especially when you work in an industry where you don't make a lot of money, where most people actually lose money. And the lurking is a little bit creepy. Lurking is the new networking. Could also be an anti-MLMer that is watching what you do online because they want to make videos about that. Like people claiming Mary Kay is not a network marketing company. I could be the person who follows you because I want to see that kind of stuff so that I can react to it, so that I can elevate the content and advise people that no, that's not the case. Mary Kay is a network marketing company, but the photos, taking pictures is a good thing. Make sure that they look nice, as if I know anything about actually taking nice pictures or good pictures. We will see how they will end up, but you don't need to spend a lot of money on these things. That's true.
So get cute, take a bunch of pictures that you can use for things. So how frequently, right now, if you looked at your business, how frequently are you getting your picture and your face in front of people? Okay. People are leery. This is another one that I'm not good at. Okay. But in the Mary Kay world, we're terrible at this. Terrible. Okay. Myself included. I'm blaming me. I'm the problem. It's me. People are leery of content that looks copied and pasted and reused 800 times. So you got to add your vibe to it. I'm going to give you some examples right now. on how we're going to do that. Okay, so here's some examples.
I don't disagree with a lot of things she says. And I understand it's a very German thing to say that. I agree, to word it more positively, with a lot of things that she says. But she also contradicts herself. And she also did that in the first part. Don't be a copy-paste version. Don't be like everybody else. You need to stand out in some way, shape, or form. Oh, and here's a script. Here's a copy and paste message that I want you to send a voicemail out to customers. Here's what you say. And then you send them a text afterwards, and that's what it should say as well. She had that picture up and she had that example up in the beginning about the challenge for week 1. So I agree with a lot of things she says, but she's also contradicting herself because all of this is very much copy-paste. Those challenges are copy-paste. And if you give people a script, that is copy-paste.
Digital business card is one thing. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so digital business card. Okay, so these are mine. That's one way. And anytime you're emailing, texting, whatever, you're putting that baby in front of people. The other way is a physical business card. Okay, and my physical business card I made on Canva, and I have them printed at Vistaprint. Okay, but see how my
That is very old-fashioned.
pictures on it? Because again, we need a picture on everything, not just your info. You gotta have your picture. I also, in all my orders, I have this thank you for ordering card. On this side, it says thank you, thank you. Oh, picture of my kids, thank you. My contact info. Again, pictures, pictures, pictures. And this is just a piece of paper. I get these printed. I put them in my order bags in my car when I'm at beauty sessions. I put them in my reorders, constantly in front of people. Also for like electronic stuff, putting your picture with dates. Putting your picture with, oh, sorry, I didn't move my slide. So this is my picture with dates. Social media posts. Okay, so you know how I just said we're really bad at copying and pasting? Brianna Clydesdale has single-handedly broke the internet because she has figured out how to put her vibe on the 18,000 posts everyone copies and pastes. She just has a cute picture of herself with her mouth open, and she puts it, oh yeah, I pulled these, Brie. Okay, so here's her examples, okay? So this picture on the right could just be like boring, but nope, there's her cute little face. And do you know that she even said that, and Brianna, quote me if I'm wrong, you said your engagement on things has gone up exponentially in her Facebook group because she puts her own picture. Like this is totally copied and pasted. I think I posted this in my own customer group, but because she added her little cute vibe to it, oh, it's the same picture. You don't even have to have different pictures every time, you guys. Like this is crazy, okay? So, oh, I love this one. Like, do you see how this is not a perfect photo? She's just being cute. Like again, it's your authentic vibe. It does not have to be professional photography, but she's putting it out there for people to see.
How much of a very authentic vibe is it though when you realize a picture and a post of me with my mouth open does better than others, and then you just copy that because you want your content to do better? I think this is actually a no-brainer. I don't know what audience she's catering to on her team in this call, but it should be absolutely clear. Yes, if your face is in a post, if your face is on something, it will do better. But here's the thing. Just pictures of you won't even perform better. It has to be video of you. I know these things as well myself, and I don't do that on Instagram, and many times I'm also not in my own pictures. So taking the profile pictures is me going out of my comfort zone because I'm not a fan of photo sessions. I don't really want them, but I understand that it's important to also update them occasionally, and I don't try to build a following on Instagram, but videos do even better. So it looks like she is really catering to an older demographic for the people on her team, because this is very outdated information in my opinion. Even I, who is not in Instagram or who is not a social media genius, is aware of that, and that information has been out for a while. Video is performing better than pictures, but if you do pictures, your face in it will do better than your face not in it, if that makes sense. And this is not necessarily authentic. It's you showing up with your face because it's performing better, because you want more eyes on your content so that you can then sell to people or recruit them. And there are different ways how to reach out to people. Some content is performing better than others. That's not necessarily authentic. And those mouth open pictures, they actually kind of creep me out. Just because one picture of you with a mouth open works better doesn't mean that all of your pictures should be pictures of you with your mouth open. Please stop it.
And her engagement has gone way, way up, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally noticed nobody would respond to anything until I put a picture of myself. If I only use company photos, it would get 0 views, 0, nothing. And then I put my face and everyone's like, "Oh my God, so fun."
Exactly. So you guys, okay, this is like important stuff.
That is a good tip, but also a no-brainer. If you are in personal sales, direct sales, because you're totally not in a network marketing company, get your face out there. Get your name out there. How does Mary Kay even exist to this very day if people don't even understand that? I'm actually kind of flabbergasted by that. Of course, put your face into pictures if you want more eyes on your content. That is a no-brainer. It really is.
And then again, if you're coming to boardroom tomorrow night, we can help you with this, okay? The other thing is in your confirmation messages. So I have texting campaigns that I send before parties. Every single one, almost every single one has a photo of me. So here's, you know, if they're booked a month out, they're getting this one. Then the next one, oh, here's all my social media stuff, my YouTube, my Instagram, my Facebook, another picture of me. Here's another one with my picture a couple days before the party. Oh my gosh, the day of the party, or 2 days before the party. See you soon. Like, just you guys, like, and then my birthday messages now have this fun little picture of me. Like, it does not have to be super perfect. You can reuse photos. The other thing that you can do now, Rome was not built in a day. You do not need to do all of these things at once. Okay, I've been building Rome for a little bit, but you need to start chipping away at it by doing some of this stuff. Okay, and there's going to be an assignment. It's coming soon. Hold on. The other thing you can create, if you are someone who is booking a lot of leads that do not know you, so you're doing bridal fairs, you're doing referrals, you're doing craft shows, blah, 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 all this stuff, right? Because you want to move up quick, you can create what is called a landing page. Okay. So you can actually, if you have Project Broadcast, make these there. But a landing page is just a fancy name for like a really basic looking little website, but it's a textable link that you can put in your text. Hey, if you want to check me out and make sure I'm a real person, haha, winky face, here's my little like websitey thing, right? So people can click here and go to my personal website. They can get free samples. They can join my team. Here's my picture again for the 80 billionth time. Meet me. Here's my YouTube channel. Here's a little bit. You can also make a short video that explains what you do. I'm going to post these examples so you can pick through them. But I have a quick 5-10 minute video that says how I work with brides using Beauty in a Flash. And then I have how I work with brides in person so that they can watch that. Then I've got like a little scrolly thing with different pictures. And then again, you might recognize this picture reused. So again, and then they can follow me, because you guys, if they are trying to book with you and they're creeping, you want to navigate them to the stuff you want them to lurk on, right? Otherwise they're going to lurk and find whatever might be of you on the internet, which I hope is all good, by the way. Like, you might want to Google yourself and make sure. Yeah. And then the last thing really quick, and then
And also because it is 2025 and not 1925. You should have some sort of social media presence if you want to be in sales in some way, shape, or form. In this case, in a network marketing company. Because you have the ability to have so much more eyes on you when you have digital products as well. It's just an easier way to connect with people. Now, because a lot of people want to do this and a lot of people are on social media and have digital products and digital profiles, it is difficult to get attention because so many people are on social media, but hardly anybody in this day and age is able to just sell in a network marketing company because they speak to people in person. A digital footprint in that case actually makes sense. And I am flabbergasted that this is actually a full-blown topic on this call. Just tells me that the target audience of the people on this team maybe shouldn't do what they're doing there. If you need to teach this, maybe shouldn't do it. Maybe educate yourself first, and you can save a lot of money. You can save yourself a lot of money and trouble.
Kate has inspiration to close this out, is your customer service persona. And we're going to be talking about this more throughout the months. I'm not going into huge details with this. Okay, so what consistency have you built in your business? Okay, and what I mean by that is consistency equals trust, right? Consistency with your customers. I want you to think about someone you know that you feel like you have to walk on eggshells around when you're around them. You're like, ooh, am I gonna get like cranky Karen today, or am I gonna get fun Karen today? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, we all know that one person who's not a consistent thing. It's not someone that you want to be around, right? So for example, how fast do you get orders out? Do you get her order out in 2 days, but then the next time it's 2 weeks? That's inconsistency. It's consistency builds trust. She knows that if she orders from you, pretty much every time she gets it in X amount of days. Not like sometimes it's this, but then other times you forgot about it, but then other times it's that. What extras do you throw in your orders to make your customers feel spoiled? Again, we're going to talk more, give you more ideas on this front later this month. What does your packaging look like? What does your follow-up look like? And it's not just, hey, I'm just checking in. It's like showing genuine interest in the progress that they're seeing with their products. Again, systems and things later this month. And then what systems and words do you have in place to support these things? Okay, so again, if you're free tomorrow at 6, come to Washington Boardroom. We're going to be talking through a lot of this stuff. But I have an assignment for you for next week.
That is very basic yet again. Be good at customer service. And it sounds pricey to be on her team and to be good at customer service because you need to get the products from Mary Kay and then you need to ship them. You actually need to stock up on these. Mary Kay is still one of those companies where you need to purchase the products to then sell them. And you don't just have your face and everything. If physical business cards are still a thing, they come out of your paycheck, they come out of your pocket. When you are the one who has to consider packaging, and packaging should look more appealing and it should look more fun and more cute and more pink and more lovey-dovey because that is more on brand with Mary Kay instead of just the regular packaging, then all of these things, they also come out of your pocket and that can be pricey very, very quickly. And it sounds like a huge money trap. That can be a huge money trap also in Mary Kay. And that is typical, by the way, for network marketing companies like Mary Kay.
Okay, because every week we have a little assignment. So this is your week 2 assignment. Now the first thing you're going to be like, what? This is like the thing I told you to do where you just called your customer. Every day for the next 7 days, I want you to post something on your stories. And the reason why it's stories and not like on your wall, whether it's Instagram and Facebook or whatever you're on, is because stories are viewed more like widely by random people that maybe haven't, you aren't in their algorithm or whatever. So I want you to, and I just want you to get used to posting. And you are not posting about your business. You can. Okay, so if you were smart, you'd whip out your phone right now and take a picture of me talking on this Zoom and say, oh my gosh, just got off my team meeting. Like that could be something. I posted today about my cat. It could be about your dog or your cat. I don't care what it is. Something about you that says something about you. It could be your kids, could be your workstation. It could be something you're excited about. It does not have to be Mary Kay, but every day for the next 7 days, I want you to post something to your stories. Okay, so that's the first thing. They're not reels, they're stories. Reels are like out on the internet. Do not do reels right now. Okay, we're just doing stories. And then the other thing I want you to do, the second thing is create one new thing that has a picture of you on it. One of the whole list I just gave you. One new thing. And I want you to pick the one thing that you think is going to have the most impact, even if it's the least thing you want to do. That has your picture that you can use again and again in your business to build trust. Now, examples again, and I'm going to post this. Do you have it? A digital business card. It could be a landing page. It could be a picture with dates. It could be a birthday picture. It could be a short YouTube video. It could be a thank you for ordering card. I want you to create one thing, new thing. Okay, so if you've already got a digital business card, you're like, oh, got it done. No. It's got to be something you don't have today that you will have by next Monday. And I don't have a template for everything, but I'll give you some of the ones that I have. Okay, but again, you guys got to get beyond this like copying everything. You got to put your own vibe on it. So because like this is my vibe, right? So put your vibe on it, but it might give you some inspiration. So
that's where the team call ended rather abruptly, so we're going to miss out on the motivational part. Lucky you, because the members had to see that. The motivational parts, the brainwashing parts, they're always the worst for me, and I'm over it. These were some practical tips, and I do appreciate that also to switch up the content here, because many times it's just about brainwashing, manifestation, mindset, all of these things. But in this case, a lot of practical tips were somewhat mentioned, but then not really followed through, and a lot of very, very basic things, which is a huge surprise to me. If you do a challenge like this, maybe this is for the people who newly joined, who don't have a lot of experience with Mary Kay, who don't have a lot of experience with social media, with Instagram, but those are very, very, very basic things. And we're back. That was odd. My computer just shut down. So I hope you're still here. I hope the audio is still here. I had to save the first part. I hope the clips are still in the camera. It's time to end this video. I have a feeling that Mary Kay doesn't want this video to go out on the internet, but joke's on her or the people running the company now, because if I have to refilm this video, I will totally do it. I hope I don't have to, but I will. I have refilmed videos at some point 5 times. That was my own fault because I used a camera without an autofocus and I don't have the setup to see it clearly. And then at some point I just thought, you know what, it doesn't make any sense anymore. Thanks also to your support, I now have a camera with an autofocus, But in those cases, also the computer should work well. I hope you did enjoy this video. I don't think it was her talking about branding. It was her rather talking about how do you show up to be professional, to approach customers. Put your pictures on things. Make a hat, put your picture on that one. And then also show up on social media and be a good customer service person and ask your customers if they need something more, keep up with them. All of these things, to be honest with you, it sounded very, very basic, but it very likely just speaks to the demographic that is in Mary Kay. And those are not the most social media savvy people, because it's more older people who very likely have learned through parties, go from door to door to speak to people in person. And it's a time of change if you want to survive, if you want to stay within network marketing, because Mary Kay is a network marketing company and you want to be somewhat successful there, you need to keep up and you need to go with the times and also have some sort of digital footprint. So I guess that's a smart thing. That's a smart idea. If you liked this video, then please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for your suggestions and thank you for reaching out, like with this video or the members video. Why don't you take a look at this content? I really appreciate your suggestions. It makes my life a lot easier. YouTube is not my job and I do spend a good amount of free time on finding the topics, so I always appreciate that. Big thank you that you're here. I appreciate it. I really do. A big thank you and a shout out to the channel members. I appreciate your support. And if you like these types of videos, then hopefully I will see you in my next one. Until then, cheers!